That was some of the redirect and the cross of the defendant's husband, Mike Stefanko, up there on the stand. Joe Marrone, you're with us still. This witness, to me, he did provide some play-by-play of that evening because he was involved. He was called repeatedly by Chad Cobb. Didn't answer because he was asleep, but then Cobb's parents showed up at his house and said, "Hey, Chad's trying to get a hold of you. Wake up, wake up." What was your take on his effectiveness of giving the jury a little bit more of not only what happened that night, but of the Cobb influence?
It further states the type of person Cobb is, how Cobb is very persuasive, how he continues to get what he wants, how he tries to manipulate people and work people. And that's the message, and that's what his testimony is sending to the jury. But I think it's also interesting. They're trying to show that this witness wasn't forthright with the detectives. Listen, he was open. He spoke to them. As soon as this detective heard he wanted to get an attorney, they figured it was a dead end, and they left, and they never came back to him. So if he was such a plentiful of information, why didn't they press it? It shows that really he didn't know much. But with that being said, it does also give this jury an indication that Chad continues to manipulate anyone in front of him, and that's the message that's being sent throughout the case.
Yeah, the fact that he gave them an attorney's card, and then the follow-up, it seemed a bit aggressive with this witness, saying...
Because the interesting thing is, when he gave the attorney's card, the next step the detective would make is, listen, he's a suspect here. They would put pressure on him. He should come forward and talk and save himself. Okay, they didn't do that because they knew that they weren't going to get any information out of him. They were just going over there to try to see if they could pry or maybe scare him, and it was going nowhere. Once he got the attorney, they knew it was a dead end.
Yeah, it seemed very obvious. And then, of course, the prosecutor was a little aggressive on the cross, saying, "Oh, you didn't contact the detective?" It's like, no, of course not. Last thing I want to do is contact the detective. Joseph Marrone, thank you so much for your expertise this morning. Appreciate your time.
Always my pleasure.
I know your time's valuable, and your expertise is quite appreciated here at Court TV.